Welcome to Sports Savvy TV. Them New York Knicks look like they ready, folks. Look like they ready for a championship. We gotta talk about this game here. First off, man, that's crazy what happened to Jason Tatum, man. Because I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Jason Tatum was putting together his best game as a professional, in my opinion. That dude made every shot, man. Like, he really made every shot. Every time I looked at the screen, he was staying, man. Like, he balled out. He did that. He couldn't miss. And he held it down with Jalen Brown being in foul trouble. Derek White did his thing. Almost 20 points, something like that. But in the second half, something happened, folks. I don't know if y'all watched it. Something happened. The New York Knicks started balling. And it wasn't just any kind of balling. They were playing great basketball, man. Every guy out there. Let's start with Jalen Brunson. After he had rolled his ankle, I was like, oh, man. I thought he was going to go sit down for a little while. I didn't think he was going to be able to do what he did. But that boy started cooking. He started getting to the free throw line. I'm talking about he was locked in. He was knocking down that three ball. When they took that away, he just got into his mid-range game, into his bag, and started eating. And then he started dishing that thing around, man. He was dishing that thing around from the start. Whoever was open, that's who was getting it. Let's talk about Mikal Bridges, though. Man. I always said when he was with Phoenix, he was just a 3-and-D guy. I thought Phoenix should have used him a lot more. He's just not a guy that gonna stand on that three-point line. He got game when you allow him to do other things on the court. And you see in this game here, the Knicks allow him to play freely. He been doing it the whole series, but not like this one here. He was balling. When you look at Mikal Bridges, most of the time he gets his points from the three-point line. Man, in that third and fourth quarter, Mikal Bridges made at least 4 or 5 mid-range jumpers, fading jumpers, over contested hands of Cornette, Porzingis, and the rest of them boys. Man, that was impressive, man. It was like Carmelo Anthony got in his body or something, because he was cooking out there. Locking up defensively. Josh Hart was in foul trouble, so Mikal Bridges knew he had to pick it up, and he did, man. 23 big points. He was balling out there. Mitchell Robinson, he even had a good game. Amped up. They knew they was going to win this game. Jason Tatum getting hurt or not, man, the Knicks knew they were going to win this game. They done came back in almost every game. They came from down 14 in this one. When it looked like they were ready to nail it in and just fight another day, they were like, no, we gonna get y'all up out of here now. We want this 3-1 lead, man. Last year, y'all was a fluke. We about to shock the world and show the world that we could beat y'all. And that's what they did. Let's talk about Karl Anthony Towns. I felt he had a lot of calls that went against him. I don't think he attempted no threes. Everything was in the paint, being physical. And I loved it, man. Because when Cat played like he played in that paint, being physical, the Knicks are hard to beat, man. Real talk. That no-look pass he threw to Mitchell, that was sweet. Playing off the crowd, man. Giving the fans a show, giving them what they came to see. They did that. When you look at Cat had like 23 and 11 if I'm not mistaken. McBride hit 2 nice clutch threes. Even OG Anunoby had 20 points. I thought he had got hurt after he started grabbing the back of his leg. Looked like after that, he went in a different zone too. Man, this was a beautiful win, man. Madison Square Garden was rocking, man. That was a fun atmosphere. You could just tell it was. The Knicks beat the Celtics in every statistical category except for three-point percentage. The Knicks shot 35% from three, while the Celtics shot 37%. It was like in this game here, the Celtics played like the Knicks usually play, and the Knicks played how the Celtics play. I mean, chemistry-wise. All the Celtics do is shoot threes. The Knicks don't play like that. But the Celtics have great chemistry. But today, it felt like it was just White and Tatum. No one else really was able to get going like that. Brown had, I think, 20, but he was in foul trouble. But with the Knicks, everybody ate, man. Everybody ate. That starting five was sensational out there. Let me tell you what really changed the game, though. The Knicks were down 14 points in the second half. Let me tell you how they came back. Let's go back to the first half, though. In the first half, Derek White couldn't miss. He had about 4 or 5 threes. I'm talking about the ball ain't touched the rim, nothing but 9-line. He was knocking them down off of Jaden Tatum assists. I mean, he was swishing them things, man. Tom Thibodeau went into halftime and he was like, look at this. We could come back, but we got to slow Derek White down. Tatum on one. He a great player. We ain't going to be able to stop him. We could go toe-to-toe with him, but we got to take White away if we want to get back in the game. And you know what they did? They start singling him out. Whoever had the matchup with White, they went at him. And they tore him up in the second half. And because of that, he wasn't able to even score that much in the second half. They were going at him defensively. And that's how you do it, man. They used their head. And by them doing that, they got back in the game. Mikal Bridges was on one, man. Great win by the Knicks.